Hello friends, it's Renee here. Last week we spent the whole week talking about and discussing emotional overwhelm. This week, as you can see on the screen right over here, we are talking about reclaiming your personal power. So it's been quite interesting the way that this has all unfolded. I am not somebody who plans ahead. I am not somebody who has strategies and concepts and whatever going forward. I'm very much a spur of the moment kind of person, and I'm also somebody who comes up with these kind of things, if I can say, by spirit. So last week it was very clear to me that I had to talk about emotional overwhelm, and Spirit said to me, "Why not do it the whole week? Why not do everything that you do as normal, but around the theme of emotional overwhelm?" And I thought, okay, it'll be a once-off thing. Nope, apparently this morning, reclaiming your personal power was the theme that was given to me again by Spirit. So we're going to do it again for the next week. So today is Sunday, the 20th of July, 2025, and everything that I do this week on all my socials is going to be around reclaiming your personal power. So if you are finding this video or this series at any time, no matter when it is, I've given you the date. You can go back on all my socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, whatever it might be, and you can find all my content around reclaiming your personal power. Obviously, most of the platforms are video platforms, so there will be one video a day, which is short, sweet, and to the point. That is all about reclaiming your personal power and how to do it on that day. Something about it on that day, limited for that day. But then I will have text and I will have photos and I will have other things which will go onto the image platforms as opposed to the video platforms. So please do connect with me on Facebook to get the full picture of reclaiming your personal power. So let's just take a brief second, if we can, to talk about what this actually means. So when we talk about reclaiming your personal power, it's about understanding that we all reach a point in our lives where something deep inside of our heart and soul says to us, this isn't working anymore. Maybe it's the job that drains you. Maybe it's the relationship that feels so desperately, terribly, awfully one sided. Or simply it's just the constant pressure to be everything to everyone all the time. If you are feeling stretched thin, if you are feeling resentful, invisible, or maybe you're just tired, I mean, let's be honest, maybe you're just tired, then this week's theme is going to be just for you. So, reclaiming your personal power is about coming home to yourself. It's about recognizing where you have handed over your energy through people pleasing, through fear of conflict, or old survival patterns. And it's about deciding to take your power back. It's not about becoming harsh or becoming selfish. And it's not about telling people no, but what it is about becoming whole. So, right now, I've noticed in my readings and in my consults and my conversations with people through all walks of life, people are starting to wake up. People are starting to realize that burnout, emotional fatigue, and this whole kind of feeling of disconnection are symptoms of something that runs much deeper. Somewhere along the line, people have started to realize that they've stopped listening to themselves. And this is where reclaiming your personal power comes from, because we're all experiencing it in one shape, form, or another. We're all suffering from this. We're all needing to reclaim our power. So, how do you know if this is you? How do you know if you do need to reclaim your power? Well, it's when you say yes, when you actually mean to say no and you regret it later. If you're constantly feeling responsible for somebody else's happiness, like if you constantly feel like, oh, but if I don't do that, they're going to be upset, or they're going to be sad, or they're going to be worried or anxious. No. Okay. If you're also afraid of upsetting people, even though they're not doing anything to help you or to uplift your life or to make your life better, or just this might be you if you're just feeling absolutely exhausted, if you're feeling resentful, trapped, however you may be feeling, or if you've just lost touch with what it is that you really want out of life. You know, that's been quite interesting last week, again, in my consults, in my readings, when I ask people, "Oh, what makes you happy?" People battle to answer that question. So that tells me that our happiness, we've forgotten about our own happiness. We're so focused on everybody else's happiness and making everybody else happy that we've forgotten about ourselves. So this week, I'm inviting you to join me. we're not going to take up a lot of time on each day because we don't have the time for that each day. So this week, I'm going to invite you to pause and to reflect. We're going to be asking questions such as, where have you given your power away? What beliefs or fears are keeping you in that stuck energy? And what boundaries do you need to strengthen, or what boundaries do you need to implement and create in your life? And it's through these kind of practices, and it's through these kind of focus points, if I can call them that, where hopefully we're going to explore how to put our anchor back in our body, back in our soul, back in our spirits, in order to find our truth, our strength, and our purpose. So one of the things that I did again last week, so last week Sunday, when I was given the whole concept of emotional overwhelm, I used a deck of cards that I just absolutely love and adore. They are cards that have no structure, they have no names, they have no meanings, and they have no interpretations. They are just images. And I used one last week to confirm for me that emotional overwhelm was the theme. And the image that came through was just so clearly, obviously emotional overwhelm. And I used it, and I did a text post last Sunday talking about emotional overwhelm. So for this week, I'm lazy, so I decided to do a video instead. Um, but I did the same thing. I used the same set of cards and I drew an image. I drew a card, I should say, to reflect reclaiming your personal power. And I have to tell you, I laughed literally out loud when I pulled this card. So let me show you. So this is the card that I drew, okay? And without being disgusting, he's sitting on a toilet and he's just releasing all his nonsense everywhere, okay? And this is what we need to do. Like, we need to purge in order for us to reclaim our personal power. And this is what I was feeling. So in order for us to reclaim our personal power, in order for us to put those healthy boundaries in place, we have to let go of anything and everything that isn't our own. So I know he's not sitting on a toilet. I know that. When I look at the card, I can see he is not sitting on a toilet. All right. That's not what he's doing. He's sitting on a tree stump. And these are the roots of the tree stump. But it was the scariest day to me that this is what he was doing. And it's what we need to do. So this week, as we go through the process of reclaiming our personal power, we're also going to be conscious that in order to reclaim our personal power, we have to let go of stuff that doesn't belong to us. So I really, like, honestly, if I wanted confirmation from spirit that I heard correctly and that reclaiming personal power is what we need to focus on, I really do think that this card, and look at his posture. I mean, he's like quite bored and quite disconnected and quite disinterested, isn't he? Um, but what he's doing is he's probably stressing about, oh my gosh, what does it mean if I let go of all of this stuff? Who's going to be upset with me? Who's going to be angry at me? But the fact that he's sitting there looking quite disinterested, I think that is also telling us it's how we need to approach this. That we need to approach this from a place of, I don't care what you think. I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what's happening to you. And it's not that we don't care. Like, that's one thing. Reclaiming your personal power doesn't mean that you become this hard, callous, horrible individual. Not at all. It just means that you become more focused on yourself and less focused on pleasing other people until such time as you have pleased yourself. So it's about turning the attention inward first before you turn the attention outward onto other people. And in order for us to make ourselves happy, we have to let go of everybody else's assumptions, expectations, needs, wants, and desires, and we have to focus on ourselves. And if you're backed up, if you are backed up, you need to take something to flush. You need to take something to flush if you are backed up, because remaining backed up for any extended length of time is incredibly unhealthy and you feel absolutely rotten. So, friends, in order for us to reclaim our personal power, we need to take laxatives. We need to clear the system, and we're going to clear the system together. We are going to do this together. We're going to reclaim our personal power this week, one day at a time, one short little step at a time. So please join me this week. Join me as we embark on this journey of flushing, clearing, and reclaiming. And hopefully by next week, the end of the week, we will be feeling stronger. We will have a better understanding of our own needs, wants, and desires, and we won't be feeling so guilty about saying no to other people and putting boundaries in place. So I hope you will join me on this journey, and I do hope that you will benefit from it as well. Sending you love and look forward to the first installment of Reclaiming Our Personal Power, Monday morning, bright and early. Take care, friends.